BN Facebook. It's our new Facebook page. Please go on, like and share, follow, and welcome to our YouTube viewers. It is good to be in your company once more. It's the mid-morning buzz, and joining me this morning, it's our Thursday staple. It's Miss Chriselle Benjamin Jerome, the communications officer at Grenada Development Bank. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you for having me again.
It's always a pleasure to have you. We're always happy that the GDB is on to continue sharing the promotions, and so we hear about 2 and 3% interest rate, which is always good.
Janelle.
I love it. A little birdie was telling me yesterday about a savings she thought she had, and then when she checked and she realized the service charges were more than the savings.
Oh, yes,
So yeah, it happens. So when we hear about 2 and 3% interest rates, we get excited. So today I know the focus is on green initiatives.
Renewable energy,
Yeah.
yes, renewable energy and energy efficiency. And we know that this is a hot topic.
It is.
It is so...
And it's twofold. We look at the savings and then we look at the environment.
true.
Because,
I
we,
know we started talking about it last week and we kind of ran out of time because let's face it, there isn't ever enough time to have a conversation on this kind of thing. So I thought for our half an hour today that we can keep the focus on sustainable development.
yes, and it's
And how it is
necessary.
that we can get to it is very necessary. I visited a particular hotel for the weekend, and the general manager was saying, well, the owner, when they did a project at the very beginning when they started off the hotel, and it's close to the sea, and he had a particular landmark as to where it is where the water level was when he first did that particular project. Yes, compared to where it is today. And he said that the water has risen 12 feet.
Wow.
I said, "Oh, climate change is real.
Yeah.
It's all there."
I mean, sometimes we hear about it and we know our own little universe, and sometimes we don't realize. But if you, especially in St. Patrick's and other areas, when you look at the coastal areas, and we had a beach here, the trees were, I mean, as you say, 10 to 12 feet back, and then you see the tree roots and so start being exposed, you realize, okay, it's happening slowly but surely around us. So,
Yes, and Janelle, we don't even need to travel to St. Patrick. We just need to look around. Rainy season
it's evident.
and dry season. Someone said the other day, right now we don't even have season. Rain
I'm telling you.
Rain come whenever it feels like. The sun, it's dry. The sun is hot. Outside is dry whenever it feels
Sometimes
like.
together the rain, fall, and sunshine. Some crazy patterns.
That's the thing.
And look at our water now. As it's telling you, they still have low levels, and you say, but hey, we started the so-called rainy season in June. But we still have to conserve. We can't keep the pipes running. Water levels are low. That's a reality right now. It's changing. It's a changing environment.
Exactly. So our only way to, and I do not want to say fix, but is to adapt and to mitigate as much as possible. So when we're speaking about mitigation, it means what can we do to avoid. When we're speaking about adaptation, we're speaking about we are already here. What it is can we do to ensure that we can live in the situation that it is we're in now? So, for example, you may be building a house. Your house will be new. So
Right.
you can put some measures, you can take some measures, put some measures in place to mitigate against things that may come in the future.
Right.
So for example, we're speaking about drainage. Drainage can help in avoiding floods and landslides and things like that. It can help in controlling the water. So
Right.
that can be a way that you can mitigate.
Right.
Another way that you can mitigate is ensuring that you have proper roads. Maybe, and I'm not speaking about the government roads here now. I'm speaking about the roads that's leading to your house. Or you can put a back wall. Things like those. They help. You understand?
No,
and then we
facts.
can adapt.
Facts.
Yes, and then we can adapt. And with adaptation, we're looking at, as much as possible, we know that we should save some energy. We know that it is not just saving the energy, but we're also saving money. So now we're looking at changing your light bulbs, because again, your house will be new, and we're speaking about the person that is doing the new house.
Right.
Now. Put in the LED lights. Try using a solar water heater instead of what I like to call the suicide water heater. That's the one where you put the switch on. I mean, Janelle, that can never be safe. You laugh. But think about it. Growing up, my grandparents, my mother would say, "Oh, don't iron and go on bed. Oh, don't touch the switch with your wet hand."
Yes.
I mean, there must be a reason for that. But here we are. We're using the electrical showers, water heater. We put the switch on, we go in, we shower, we come out, take the switch off.
You said growing up, and for a minute there I thought you were going to tell us about your electric heater growing up, and I'm like, Chriselle did well. I had to wait for the sun to get hot to bathe if I wanted a warm shower, but
No, Janelle, no.
Oh, okay.
Not that kind. No. I didn't have that good.
Oh, I was saying you had it nice. I would have been happy for you.
No.
Right, but no, I understand what you're saying. I've seen it, and I was always a little bit concerned with it. A switch at most 9 out of 10, your hands are wet when you're touching it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And these are the kind of things that we are trying to avoid.
Right.
From our standpoint at Grenada Development Bank, we have undertaken, and we're currently undertaking, a number of climate-friendly projects. In-house, we call it climate financing. There are a number of them, and there are a number of them that's going to come along.
Right.
I think maybe you've heard of G Cruise. That is one that we are involved in together with GIZ and NAWASA and the tourism. Right. So this one it's going to come out. It's already been launched, and we do have a role to play, but all in due time. This one, it is specifically targeting the hotel industry, speaking about accommodation and the farmers.
Okay.
So, Janelle, that's another big one that is coming, and I know you're gonna love that too, because I realize you love those. Yeah.
No, I'm laughing because I'm remembering you're talking about the partners involved, and I'm remembering Senator Simon Steele. Could have been earlier this year or late last year, speaking about the funding that was available under the Green Climate Fund. Is this some of the funds we're seeing being channeled out to the tourism and farming industry?
Okay, so this, the one with the Green Climate Fund is particularly what I want to talk about today. The G Cruise one I mentioned, it is in collaboration with, actually it is a project of GIZ and the government of Grenada. And we've got a lot of partners in this one, so everybody will have a part to play. Okay. And the one that I think you alluded to with the senator speaking of the 5 C's, I think this one is actually what it is that I'm speaking about today. Okay. If we are,
I'm happy. No, I'm happy. I'm happy. Because when I heard it, I was like, Lord, I wonder who getting these monies now. So, folks, here we are. We're finding out where these monies are going to be channeled and how we can qualify. I get excited when I hear these things, Chris. We are suspicious people. And when we hear about monies, we sometimes say, I wonder if it will reach where it's supposed to go. We're suspicious people like that. So today we're finding out.
Well, let us hope that it's the very same one. So,
right.
If this is the same one, then we are the executing agency for an energy for sustainable project on behalf of the government of Grenada. So yes, some grant funds have been provided by the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center, which is 5Cs. And we will be executing this Energy for Sustainable project through our renewable energy and energy efficiency loan. Because it is energy for sustainable project. So here again, we're speaking about sustainability, Janelle. Climate change, global warming, it is real.
Right.
So we do have to mitigate and adapt.
Okay.
For that project, we do have technical assistance from EcoMicro, which is another one of our partners for climate financing here at Grenada Development Bank. So EcoMicro is a 3-year technical assistance program. It is funded by the government of Canada, through the Global Affairs Canada and IDB Lab. IDB here means Inter-American Development Bank. So we've got a lot of partners. We've got a lot of partners on the that helps us with our climate financing. And the greening of GDP. Greening of GDP is one of the project areas for the EcoMicro.
Under the EcoMicro, is it going to be technical support to the bank or to people coming forward with projects?
Technical support to the bank for the people coming forward with projects. Yes. So what are we looking at? We're looking at housing projects. So we're speaking about residential here. And we are looking at commercial buildings. Right? So anything to do with lighting, your LED bulbs. If it is you're building new or you are interested in changing your lighting.
Right.
Yes. We're looking at cooling, your AC, your commercial refrigerators, all of these things.
Right.
We're looking at building insulation. So your window and your roofing, roof cooling, window sills, door sills, to reduce the heat and energy loss, automatic doors. Yes, we've got some business places, the automatic doors can work very well there. I think we've seen it before where you stand in front of the door, it opens, you leave, it closes. Right? This is one of the ways that you can control the heat and the energy losses, especially if you're in an AC building. The sensors, these kind of things. Then we're looking at renewable energy and energy efficiency, PV pumps, solar water heaters, the solar dryers, the plumbing. You have low flow plumbing technology. All of these things will be considered as sustainable, energy sustainability. And it's open to homeowners and commercial buildings. Yes, Janelle, we're going well, right? This project here, the one that we're speaking about, the one with 5Cs again, this project here is for a duration of 12 months.
Has it begun already? Or are we at the start?
Well, we're at the start. We're at the start. So here you can receive a maximum of $405,000. Repayment period of 8 years. You'll have up to 100% financing. I mean, it's important for us that the renewable energy and energy efficiency area is fully, what do I want to say? Available for everyone.
Right.
We know that, and that's one of the problems that we've had. The initial cost it could be expensive and it could be a deterrent to people. You may want to put in a solar water heater and it may cost you $3,000 depending on the size of your family. And just that cost can be a deterrent to you. But because we understand the importance of saving energy and we do want you to save money. And we yes, Janelle, that is what we want. You understand? So we're saying to you, listen, we can give this to you at 100% financing.
Okay, so this face is patiently waiting. This face is patiently waiting to hear your rates, because we know you get some grant funding that you're giving us as loans. So we want to hear what our interest rate is like before we decide if we're looking at you at all with this loan.
All right, Janelle. Grant funding, it's a portion. I want to clarify that because I did not say that before, but I'm going to say it now. GDB is actually co-financing this. So we don't have a particular of money that has been provided as grant.
Okay.
We will match 3-to-1 on the co-financing.
Okay. The three ratio being the grant funding, that according to somebody, free money, and the
it's not free.
Grant funding. Okay, but see,
there's no such thing as free money.
That's not my phrase. That's not my phrase. I won't even tell you who the phrase is.
Janelle, I am waiting patiently for the day when I can receive free money. But yes,
right. So it's partly funded by the bank. I'm going
to use some numbers here.
Okay.
I hope I'm allowed to use some numbers here. The grant funding amount is $400,000.
Right.
US.
Okay.
And GDB is co-financing $1.2 million. US.
Okay. We could work for that. So so let me talk about the interest rates now.
Janelle, you love these interest rates.
Yes, it determines if we consider the loans or if we.
You should though. I think the loan should be considered whether or not you believe that the interest rate is favorable or not. Which, by the way, it is.
It is.
I just think that it is a little bit more important to think about us. Me, you as an individual now, as opposed to the interest rate. Because remember again, you as an individual and I, we are going to benefit.
We want to. I think most people, most businesses, they want to make the changes that in the long run is going to save them on their electricity bills. People, I know quite a few hotels are going the green way. They're considering their environment. A lot of them have changed out from their straws, disposable. They've made a lot of changes. I know they're cognizant of going green and protecting the environment, but I also know that a lot of them right now are dealing with I wouldn't say, let's just say it's a slow return of the tourism industry, very slowly.
Right.
So they want to be cautious with their spending. They have staff to consider, which is a priority for them. So if they may want to make the investment, but they probably listening to hear what are the rates like. Do I want to do it now? Do I want to probably wait later on when the industry picks up some more?
I understand. The tourism industry has a very nice loan at an interest rate of 2% and then 3. So, Janelle,
so you see, right. That's all they were waiting on.
No, this one is actually for the small hoteliers one that we've spoken about a couple weeks ago.
Right.
But so we're speaking about financial terms here, and you're waiting for the interest rate, which is less than 5%.
Okay.
So the interest rate for this particular product is less than 5%, which is 4.99. I know Janelle said it.
We know what that is. I wasn't going to say it. We know what that is.
I saw it on your face, and
I wasn't going to say it. I promise you, but I know what it was. I knew what it was.
On your face, I knew what you were thinking. But yeah.
Right.
So that's what it is that we're looking at.
Okay.
We've also we've come up with some ways that we can aid as much as possible when coming to security, because we still need to ensure that the investment is secured. So we are willing to accept the equipment as security.
Okay.
And there are some other things, of course, because we need to do due diligence. But this particular product is a very, very, very excellent product. If it is that you are a current customer and you're coming in for this kind of product, so you're looking at green, we can work with you. You can get a weighted average. If it is that you're a new customer and you're coming in and you're looking at green, we can work with you again. You can get a weighted average, because we are committed to this. And I think I've told you before, Janelle, that we are at the bank. We've taken on some of that green mindset.
Yes.
Where we've changed the ACs, where we look at our habits and things like that. And if it is that we are going to, I'm not going to say beat, I'm not sure we can beat climate change, but if it is that we are going to adapt and mitigate the damage and what is the word I'm looking for here? The rate at which climate change is happening, then we need to start with the smaller things.
I agree. Something
as simple as, if it is you've got your incandescent or fluorescent bulbs in your house right now, maybe it could be costly to switch all of them out and put in an LED bulb everywhere. Some people probably have 15 bulbs at home. And then the question is, you are removing them and doing what with them thereafter when they are still good?
Right.
So maybe one way you can look at it is, for every bulb I need to replace, I can use an LED bulb for that. So eventually, they are all going to blow, the incandescent ones and the fluorescent ones. And eventually, what you'll have is all LED bulbs.
Right.
So maybe you spend $116 every 4 or 5 months. You change your LED bulbs. You have just taken one small step towards adaptation, towards saving a little bit more money, towards saving a little bit more energy.
I thought you were going to suggest what we're doing with those we're taking out.
Well, they're no good after they're blown.
Or the blown ones, okay.
The blown ones. Because right. I can understand the wastage
right.
in exchanging a perfectly fine bulb right. because it works. But I'm thinking about
the
once
blown.
It doesn't work anymore, then you can change one into an LED. Next one goes, change that into an LED. And then before you turn twice, hello. Okay. You've got bulbs in your house that last 15 years, 12 years. And I think that is a small step.
Okay.
That is going to pay off.
It will. It will. Yeah, and again, like I was saying earlier, you see the savings on your bills, and we save in the environment. It's a double whammy for that one. I want to go back a bit to the loans. So the 400 and was it 5,000? Is that per, if a household want to get that, can they qualify for that amount, or is that for the commercial side?
Well, with no, that is the maximum amount.
Well, that's the amount available entirely. Okay.
That's the amount.
What is the maximum amount an individual can get?
Loan. No, this is the individual amount.
Okay.
That's the maximum that is available for any one loan. But I am not so sure about a household person taking on that much for a project. I don't know what it's going to be.
Okay, because I'm thinking that's probably a whole new house there.
Exactly. So in my head you said that, and I'm suddenly thinking, what's a dwelling house? I'm not so sure. Okay. Maybe they've got a good imagination, better than I do, but I'm not so sure. For me, if I am to do this, which I probably think I should, I would be looking at probably some panels.
Right.
The water heater. And then I suppose the solar water heater can be heated from the panels. Yes. One other way, I think, removing of all transformers. Transformers burn a lot of electricity.
And what do you replace it with?
Well, the first thing that you probably need to do is stop buying things that need to use transformers.
Okay.
So you can probably look at the UK items instead of the American ones.
Right.
Because what the transformer does is change one version of electricity to another.
Okay.
Right? So it burns a lot to do that. So you can probably look at using what we call straight current. If you got your small appliances from the UK, you more than likely will be able to use it with an adapter or plug it straight into the wall, which is less pressure on the electricity. So that is one way you can also save.
We probably need to pay more attention to those things, because I'm guilty. I've burnt a lot of things, I have to say, in the past. So the transformer for me is just a safety measure. Almost everything goes into it, because like I said, I've burnt a lot of things in the past, and I was advised you need to have a transformer. So maybe...
Do you take it off when not in use?
Guilty again? No, because it's something, I have some things on it that need to stay plugged in.
Oh,
yeah,
right. Yes, yeah. Janelle, I don't want to see your electricity bill.
It's actually not that bad.
Okay.
It's under 100.
Okay, well, so you're doing well.
I think I'm doing well. Even with the transformer. So, yeah.
Well. But another thing, too, why you're probably doing very well is your habits.
Yeah.
So, right. So you've got different households, different people, different culture, different habits. Mm-hmm. So probably a household of 3 in one area, doesn't have the same habits as a household of 3 in another area.
Right.
Right. So if 2 people are living in the house every day, if nobody is at home during the day, if it is that you're home for 2 hours, it can make a big difference also.
It can.
So we need to look at our habits.
One of the things, as a child, I remember my mom was always big on everybody to come in and iron every day. So you try to condense, you do one ironing, and those kinds of practices to conserve the energy. Because like heat especially pulls a lot of electricity. So if everybody ironing every day, you come your iron a shirt, you come your iron a pants, and every day we do it. That's a lot of energy.
So little things, and then it speaks again about the habitual changes, which is important, because what is the saying? Old habits die hard. So if it is that you are doing everything in your power, you have changed your ACs to decentralized ACs or centralized ACs, I should say. You have put in your door silence and your window silence, and you have changed all the bulbs, but then you have the bulbs on when you're not using it. You have the door open when the AC is on. Hello. It's counterproductive, isn't it?
It is.
Right. So then we need to not just use those mitigation methods and those adaptation methods, but we need to adapt our mind. It needs to also be a habitual change our habits, change our mindset, be purposeful about it. So we know that our aim is to use less energy, save some money. All of our mind, all of our soul, all of our being should be doing that.
What is the criteria, or what should persons interested in getting this loan, what should they be coming to you with?
Okay, so again, it's very standard. What do you intend to do? We need to know the answer to that. So you put everything down on a paper. We need your estimate. So for example, householders, I like to deal with householders. So if you're looking at changing the bulbs, let's deal with changing the bulbs. So you need to say, all right, I have 10 bulbs, all incandescent. I want 10 LED bulbs. So that's for inside. You may think of changing your outside bulbs to be, let us say, solar. So it comes on at night and it goes out when the sun is up, so it charges during the day. Or you may want a bulb that is motion sensor. So it's outside, but it only comes on when it detects motion. So you say, how many bulbs are those? What do they cost? We need to see that. Put it down on your paper again. If it is that you are interested in your PV panel or your solar water heater, what is the cost of that? Put that down again. So we do need to see all of these things down on paper.
Okay.
We would take into consideration, we need to see where are your proof of employment, these kind of things.
Right.
If you're a business, we need to see those kind of documents, registration, whatnot. We are going to take into consideration, though we do want to know that you are able to afford the loan, because we are big on affordability. Our aim is development. We want to see that, but at the same time, because we are quite aware of the savings that can happen there when it is you've undertaken all these little measures,
right,
we are going to take that into consideration when the loan is being assessed.
Okay. In terms of security, is it an unsecured loan? Is there a portion unsecured?
So a portion will be unsecured depending on the amount. Yes. If it is you are purchasing, let us say, equipment under a particular amount of money, then we can use the equipment as security.
Okay.
If it is more than what it is, we're looking at the unsecured amount, which, well, when I say unsecured, I'm speaking of the equipment again.
Right.
If it's more than that, your loans officer will ask you for some security, which again will be something along our normal asking, where we're looking at shares, where we're looking at cash if possible, we're looking at the mortgage, we're looking at debenture for businesses,
right,
and so on.
Okay.
So the security options are usually very standard. Even though it goes across the different loans, it's usually very standard unless otherwise stated.
Okay. Can people with loans with you already apply for additional funding for those projects?
Yes, of course. And once they qualify, no problem.
Okay, wonderful. Well, we have how much is it? Did I write the figure? I
405,000.
405,000, and we have 8 years project to repay.
Yes. Yeah. Janelle, you listen well.
I try to pay attention. I used to sit down in the back of the class in school, so I always had to listen extra hard to take notes.
Up to 100% financing.
Right.
Up to 100% financing. So this can be same
homeowners and commercial use.
Good things. And this again,
as usual,
is executed on behalf of the government of Grenada, financed by 5 Cs. So, and I think this is the one that you alluded to earlier with the senator, that he spoke, what the senator spoke about, I think.
Well, he does always talk about a lot of money he gets for projects and development. So, no, like I say, we're always interested to see how folks can access those funds. So we're happy this morning that you are here to share with us and, tell us how we can benefit from it. Anything else to share with us before we wrap?
Well, just that you can find us on Facebook, Grenada Development Bank. We are located on Melville Street. If you want to give us a call, you can call us on 440-2382, or you can send us a WhatsApp, 405-3242. And it was a pleasure being here, Janelle, all the time. And thank you very much for having me. And thank you, listeners, for listening.
It's a pleasure to have you as well, folks. Miss Chriselle Benjamin Jerome, she is the communications officer at Grenada Development Bank. And as you just heard her outline, they have some fantastic loans up under 5% interest for green initiatives. Up to $405,000 is available for funding. Please call the GDB and take advantage of those today. That's our program for today. Thank you so much for joining us on GBN Television and our social media platforms. It's just about 26 minutes on to 12 in the Spice, so you're probably getting ready to go to lunch. Always say be safe, take care of yourselves, take care of your family. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. We continue with the great music on K105. You can continue to follow us on Classic Radio. Bye-bye for now.